Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Buckeyes of all ages, you are now tuning into the Boomcast. Introducing first, it's your host, NFL vet, Buckeye legend, Daniel Boom Herron. Accompanying him is the Boom Squad. First up, from the presidential penthouse, we got former coal miner, fitness industry expert, Mr. Corey Gregory. Over here at the Tyler Sports Zone, we have Athens' very own Tyler Treadway. Then we got Philo's very own Mr. Tyler T. Lever. And then, of course, here's the doghouse. I'm the graphic gangster Cole Susak. To my right is the king of Web3, Trayvon the Air. And you are now tuning in to the Boomcast. The Boomcast is brought to you by Max for Muscle and Sam Adams Beer. Let's go to the show.
Welcome to another episode of the Boomcast. We won against the Wisconsin Badgers 24-10. Dogs. And we are 8-0 and...
we're the number one team in the country.
Yes, sir. That's what I was getting ready to say. Boom.
That's right.
Hey, the newly married Daniel Boom Herron is in the house.
What's happening?
Hey, off vacation.
What's happening?
Yeah. All right. So, what do you think of the game, Boom?
Overall, like I always say, anytime that you can get a win on the road,
Especially there.
especially at Wisconsin, playing against a great coach that coached here. You know, of course, he had his guys ready to go, and I think we did a good job of, we ran the ball very well. Travion had a great game with almost 200 yards.
Yeah, that's what I was
24 carries, 160
Yeah, 162,
yards, one touchdown.
But you know what? That's the type of running game that we need
100%.
in this time of the year. When you getting deep into the Big Ten schedule, and you're gonna be playing some dogs. Every week you got to be able to run the ball. And obviously the defense has done a great job of just keeping these teams from not making big plays, not putting a lot of points on the board. So I think it was a heck of a win for us.
I guess it's wild how we went from like everyone talking trash about our defense to where that's really there's just some great offensive stats too, but the reality is the defense has really done a lot better. It's just not that flashy.
The defense is why we're number one.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
But we
why.
talk about how they don't get no pressure on the quarterback still. It's crazy.
I was just about to say that it's crazy that we talk high about our defense, but it's not like they're doing anything special though.
They just
yeah. It's like you don't have that one guy that's kind of standing out. They're kind of just playing.
They're
good
playing solid football across the board.
Exactly.
playing just good team football.
Yeah.
And we're mad about it.
And well, I mean, if you think about it, we always at the earlier in the season we talk shit about the defense just because the defense we've had in the past, we were like at some point it's going to fall back on that. They've obviously proven that is not the same defense, and now it's flipped to where our offense every game we're like, what kind of offense is going to show up? Like
right.
that's the big question mark.
Who's going to be the guy?
Yep,
dude.
Yep.
Showing that Henderson had 24 carries though, in that kind of stat line, especially up at Camp Randall, that's really.
Oh, it's huge, man. Like I said, it's huge. Going out there, playing a big physical team like that, and Fick. Everybody knows what kind of Coach Fick is.
Yeah,
he's going to have those guys ready. Which is they played a pretty good game against us, and then just later on in the game it kind of got away from them. But I mean, like you said, Travion having a big game like that, it's just good to see him, healthy and kind of just getting back into the groove of things because he's been banged up. We haven't we've seen a lot of running backs this year, play, but to see him come back and kind of bounce back and have a game like that is huge.
Which is encouraging.
Yeah.
Cole, any other thoughts? What also stood out for you?
Honestly, I would just say it's good to see him have 24 yards, not all four running backs
24 carries.
or 24 carries,
Yeah, I agree with that.
or not all four running backs having 15 carries apiece.
Yeah, I agree
they
with
just
that.
Travion's our guy.
Give
and
him the ball.
We were going to let him be our guy because obviously with Kyle McCord not having Travion Henderson in. Like the last few weeks, just goes to show that our offense is literally Kyle McCord has to throw to Marvin Harrison. So any defense can basically be like, we already know what their game plan is, but adding Henderson back in the mix, it's like now our run game is a weapon again. It is a weapon, so you better be prepared for that.
And
we needed that.
And he also had 4 catches for like 11 yards per catch because he had like almost 50 yards receiving too, which is like they miss that so much. Like having a back that can catch the ball and move, like getting Travion back was so
Massive.
huge. Like they just controlled the game, and even though Kyle McCord had a bad game, they were still able to control it because of the run game, which is like something they haven't been able to do. But like to the point of the defense playing well, like you're playing Wisconsin,
100%.
like. You're not really getting tested, so it'll be interesting.
Whoa. Treadway. This isn't the MAC, dude.
This
Every
is-
game
I-
is
hurting a
You mean
little
we
bit.
didn't get tested like at Miami, Ohio did.
He's hurting a little bit. That's
But-
the wounds coming out. That's all right.
All I'm saying is I think that their defense is playing
Yeah.
really solid right now. I hope that they can continue to play solid against like a.
Do you really
a
hope,
better,
Treadway?
Well, yeah.
I do for the sake of Ohio State being number
Yeah.
one. Like I hope that their defense can continue
Yeah.
to play well against like a better offense.
My thoughts going into this game was me because me and Trey, we were trying to scheme up what our wagers were going to be. We're trying to come with our parlays, and in my mind, I'm like, I had 2 ones. I was like, this is going to be the I don't know what team's going to show up and don't know what's going to happen. This was my hater parlay, so I had everyone at their lowest shit. I had the under. I had all this stuff. And then I'm like, but there's always a chance that maybe the offense clicks and they blow them out by 40. Like, I just don't know. But now, going through this game, seeing how Kyle McCord plays, I think you just got to know that every game's going to be a dogfight. Like, we are not going to win by 40. We're not going to be up by 21 going into halftime.
Bro,
it's going to be a 3-point game basically until the second half.
This mimics 02 more than it mimics any other
I
years.
said that at the beginning. I just felt like this is definitely like one of those 2002 football teams, like type season.
It's just that, but we're going to need, like, if you look at between what Travion and Marvin had, that's like so balanced at 162, 123. Like, if we can continue to have that without turning the ball over and the defense keeps playing good team ball, we are going to be hard to beat.
Yeah.
But, but who the fuck's going to show up?
Yeah. Well, but that makes you think like our defense is elite. So I'm now relying on the defense. The defense got it. I know Eichenberg is going to have those dudes buzzing.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. So, but here, overall statistics. So this is just where we're at in the season. This is how elite our defense is compared to our offense. Opponents' points per game, we give up 10.4, which is number 2 in the country. Opponent yards per game is 263, which is number 4 in the country. Opponents' yards per play is 3.8, number 2. Opponent's third down conversion is 28%, which is number 6 in the country. Fourth down conversion is 35%, and that's number 23 in the country. But in the red zone, they're not scoring 73% of the time.
Wow.
So, which is number 20th in the country. So that's really good compared to this is where the offense ranks. Points per game, 32, number 30 in the country. Yards per game is 421, 41 in the country. Yards per play is 6.1, which is 27. And then third down conversion is 43%, number 33 in the country. Fourth down conversion is 50%, which is 52. So
that's like some next level analyst type stuff you just brought right there.
Yeah, shout out to teamrankings.com for writing it in.
Job goal.
So,
Trey, what you got?
But actually, one statistic is quarterback sack percentage is 6%, which is number 63 in the country. And I really think
that's the one
like,
that
and
we,
that's the
pressure.
big issue because also with Kyle McCord, every time he gets sacked, dude, there's a good chance he's going to fumble the ball.
Yep.
That's happened so many times.
It happened to Devin Brown when he was in.
There's been a lot of times where he could have avoided a lot of those sacks, like stepping up or like, you got to help the tackle out as well. You can't be coming outside. Of the box. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been a couple of times he kind of set himself up to get sacked. He just has to do a better job of having presence in the
pocket.
In the pocket.
Stuff like, yeah.
So sometimes when you're seeing those plays, boom, you're like, you just sliding the wrong way. Yeah.
Just step up a little bit, or don't get outside of the pocket so much, and you're not helping the tackle. If the tackle's driving the guy up the field, don't go out. You know what I'm saying? Like step up.
Well, and his elusive nature ain't really. He can't get him out of them spots either. So he got to be in a great spot.
That's true.
So Trevon.
Yeah. So like to Cole's point about like the defensive versus the offensive statistics, I think like this was a great game, just kind of showcase what what Ohio State can do offensively. With the yardage usage of like Travion and Marvin Harrison Jr. But I think that this is going to be very important going in because like Ohio State is now ranked number 1, so they're going to get a lot more attention when it comes to it of like people just hating on Ohio State. People love to hate on us anyway. People love to hate on it anyways. But now that we're number 1 though, that's
no one thinks we should be number 1.
Exactly. That's going to be even more real though. So like, I think statistically, like on paper, this game looks great on what Ohio State can still do offensively. Like when you look at the box score and everything. So I think that's really good moving forward for justifying Ohio State being number 1 moving forward because the reality is like Ohio State. The real game we're looking forward to is still in a couple weeks. So
yeah, facts.
Yeah,
man. Should we just go ahead? We'll get to Michigan. Michigan fun
we
stuff.
can tap into it.
Yeah,
I know you want to.
what?
I know you want to. Go ahead.
No,
start it off.
What the fuck is going on?
Harbaugh's like a little wacky like about this. There's nothing that he won't do. So is this surprising?
It's so bad.
He said, "If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying." And when they
did
asked
he
him
really say that?
Well, not on record, but that's what they're thinking. But anyway,
SpongeBob
when they asked him
to
about
cheat.
it, his response was, "It was nothing about the Stallions guy. It was nothing about the culture within Michigan." He said, "Well, we're on this streak now, and if we end up the way that I think we will, I'm going to end up getting a tattoo of the M on my shoulder with a 15-0 underneath of it." That was his response.
He don't give a fuck.
He don't care. He's moving forward. When this is what I was listening
Deflection.
to just the other day. I was listening to a little bit of Coward, Joel Klatt, and what they were saying was they were looking at the fine print in the NCAA bylaws, and they said, well, everybody wants this. They want them to hurry up, and I want them to hurry up, and I want something to happen too. And, they let this dude go, and in the meantime, they're going to be like, we didn't know he was doing any of this stuff. This guy's – you can't control everybody.
He's a fall guy.
What do we know he's doing with this computer? Even if the NCAA gave them a statement of accusations today and said, you guys need to respond to us. I think just within the NCAA bylaws, Michigan has at least 90 days to even acknowledge and respond to that. Season's over in 90 days. We know who won the national championship by then. So as far as this year goes, like they're going to keep rolling. They're going to do their thing. And now they're going to be like, if they win, they're going to be like, well, we put it out in the open and we're still winning. So
here's what I'm hoping, because they have played no one. Legitimately, they have played no one. Like, I'm pretty sure Miami of Ohio could beat them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they
so
beat
I'm
OU.
really
meaning that OU could.
Oh yeah. That's, I forgot that part. But what I'm saying is, I think that's when we need to go hang 50. Like that, they 100%. Need to prove a fucking point. And maybe that's what we're building up towards. But we need to prove a fucking point at such a level that we were clearly number 1.
Yep.
We clearly don't fuck with this, and we just fucking stick it to them, bro. Right? We can't be fucking doing this 24-10 shit.
The thing is, I know we're going to beat them this year.
Yeah, facts.
Y'all can write this down, record it. You know what I'm saying?
Tweet it.
We're going to come back to this, and y'all going to say,
we're going to read the receipts.
Yeah.
I know we're going to pop them this year and we have to do it because we got to humble them. They really think that they back. You know what I'm saying?
They ain't back.
You know what I'm saying?
They haven't won a playoff game yet.
Y'all
They haven't done nothing yet.
Boom. How many gold pants you got?
I got 4.
See, talk that talk. Boom. Talk that talk.
4. You know what I'm saying? I got my shit.
That's what I'm saying.
I got my shit.
The man knows.
So this is like pretty recent, but I guess yesterday the Big Ten commissioner had a phone call with all the other Big Ten coaches, and all the Big Ten. Well, the Big Ten coaches were basically like, "This is bullshit. Like, you guys need to come on."
Yeah, because
Big Ten ain't gonna do shit.
If it was us,
dude, unreal. Dude, it'd already be over. It'd be over.
Yeah. Boom already lived that.
They would have snatched them gold
been
pants
there,
from
done
you.
that.
Yeah.
But it is just funny to think that of how long this has been going on, where Michigan basically went to where they were a decent team. They can never get the job done against Ohio State. It just wouldn't go like that to where now they beat us a few years in a row. They're blowing everyone else out. And in this article, it says in the 3 years that Stallions has left a paper trail of going to these other games
so much
and
paper
recruiting,
trail.
the Michigan Wolverines have gone 33-3 overall, 22-1 in Big Ten play, And then the prior 3 years, they were 21-11 and 16-8 in league play.
Yeah.
When you got the cheat sheet, bro, you're having an advantage.
Yes.
Bro, did
Come
y'all
on.
see the clip of him? Well, I don't know if it's him for sure, but on Central Michigan side.
Yes.
Yeah, you got the Ray-Ban
great.
meta
Got them
glasses,
glasses on.
And
Son.
if that's really him,
It's
bro,
so corny.
like
And the question is,
Who's
yeah,
gonna do
it
with the
probably
shades?
is him.
Recorded.
Harbaugh is goofy enough. That entire state is goofy enough to go do something like
They had
this.
camera on the shades.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's the Ray-Ban. It's the Ray-Ban meta ones that record.
Shut the fuck
Yeah, it's
up.
the
So
Ray-Ban
he was
meta
standing
ones
right here
record.
saying nothing. He was picking up everything. They were talking about he's watching it on the ground.
Yeah.
Interesting
Wow.
thing. One more thing. Interesting thing.
Wow.
I was listening to. They're digging into this. I was listening to the reports of, because the NCAA apparently has been on Michigan's campus for like at least a week now, right? And I'm listening to this, the daily reports, because they update this thing nightly.
Okay.
One of the things that they found is, okay, so last year before Hendon Hooker got hurt, Tennessee, if you remember, so what would have been just this past Tuesday for the very first playoff rankings when they came out last year, Tennessee was number 1. Michigan saw that and started trying to get ahead of the curve on that one. They started buying tickets to Tennessee games because they saw that and they thought, well, we plan on going to the playoffs. We think Tennessee, number 1, they're going to go to the playoffs. So they found that they were even buying tickets in advance to Tennessee games before Hendon Hooker got hurt.
Yeah,
Then they
trying
lost
to
2
go.
games, right?
Yeah.
Out of all of those pending forecast games who they thought they were going to play, teams they didn't end up playing, so those tickets went to waste anyway for them, the one team out of that whole bunch that they ended up playing that they didn't have tickets for, TCU. You know
And
what
that
you know what TCU
team
did?
wasn't that great.
Michigan never led that game one time.
Yeah.
They never led that game one time.
They've been having the cheat sheet for years, bro.
Come on.
Yeah.
And then they
And-
don't have that, and they can't even
They
get a
can't.
hold of them.
And
Wow.
the funny thing is, like, people are showing these clips of, like, the one where C.J. Stroud's looking at the sideline.
Yeah.
You see Michigan sideline calling, "Oh, it's a pass, it's a pass." And I'm pretty sure Ohio State scored.
They scored on that play.
recently on that.
They
But the
did.
thing is, people are like, "Oh, they still scored and stuff like that." But just to give the mental edge of knowing
Oh.
that the pass is coming, you play so much different. It's like whenever you watch film and you see a guy go in motion, you see this, like, you pick up on those little things, you get that much faster. Imagine for every play, you look at the sideline and go, "Oh, it's a fucking run." Now I'm
Step
automatically
back. Yep,
playing
yep.
aggressive.
Well, because
Like,
then you're
that's
just
how it
going
goes.
one way. You don't
Yes.
have to evaluate if it could go the other way.
You ain't got to
Yes.
respect it. There's no,
No,
play action.
exactly.
You ain't got to
So
keep them
and,
honest.
and then if they've been doing this for every team,
Yes.
it's literally unreal.
They're saying now they think as far back as 2018 as they were seeing them come and weave in and out of all this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows
Hey.
until they do that, but
it is bad, but it's kind of genius though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Agreed.
it's sophisticated
You
until
know?
they started overturning,
Yeah. I mean,
It's-
But,
it
like,
is-
did they think
it
they
is-
were
it is
never gonna get
bullshit.
caught?
It is. I mean, sometimes
Like, really? Did they
Everyone-
think they were never going to get caught?
Sometimes
Everyone-
you got to take the risk.
Everyone
Yeah.
that's cheating thinks that goal.
Like,
You know,
unreal. Like, no one, like,
it's a lot more stuff that's gonna come out. You know, in the future, you can be like, dang, like
yeah.
they was really doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He
Like,
couldn't stand getting beat by us.
And so the one thing, and boom, you can talk about this too, is everyone's like, how would maybe Harbaugh didn't know. Maybe he didn't even know.
no,
who
he
this guy
definitely
was.
knows.
Come
Yeah,
on.
there's no way the
He
head
knows.
football coach of a
They-
college athletics team
they know
doesn't know everything that's
They know
happening.
everything that's going on.
They're the CEO, bro.
They have a hand on everything.
Yes, of course.
Yes. So that argument kind of goes out the window.
Yes.
And like the Central Michigan coach being like, "Oh, yeah, this guy, I don't know how he got those passes. I really don't know. No idea how he's on our sideline." Yeah. The hell,
Meanwhile,
you know
his
who everyone
wallet's
on the
like
sideline.
this much
Hey,
fatter.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's all.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
Hey, man, look, we're gonna give you this. We're gonna pay you this. Let us go on the sideline. We trying to get. You know what I'm saying? I give you a recruit. I give you this. You know what I'm saying? It's so much stuff that can go into this stuff, bro. It's a business. Everybody, you gotta understand, it's a big
massive
business.
business.
You know, and Michigan with the years that they've had, you know, losing. It's like, hey, we got to do
Their
something.
money is getting tight,
You
probably.
know? We got to do something.
Let me
They
cheat
got the
these
money.
boys.
Hey, we got to figure it out. You know?
And they're like, you know what? Our coach is just he's that much dumb to go do it. He's going to do it.
He greenlit that
Desperate.
1,000,000%.
Desperate.
But it could have been harmful or harmless. They could have just started up by just going to the games, like scouting it.
He's
And
probably,
then
He's
it's
probably
like-
went in, coach, listen, I got the Michigan Manifesto. And Harbaugh's probably like,
yeah,
you know what? I don't know if I've ever read that, but if you think it's going to work, and just let him go.
Now they're saying that they're blaming it on that, saying,
What
that,
it-
well, this guy wrote a whole manifesto. See, we didn't even know it because he had a plan to take over Jim Harbaugh's job. He said he was going to make it to the top.
Yeah.
Who,
Now
the
they're
guy
blaming-
that was getting
yeah,
all the?
They're making him sound like this rogue dude, and they're blaming it
guy.
on that.
Well, and
Why
the-
would he let him stay in the program if he's going to take my job? I didn't know. See?
There's so many like different fall guys, and what's
No,
funny
that's
is
hilarious.
like they're even like I saw Portnoy created a shirt about Ryan Day
He don't
because
care.
everyone says that Ryan Day hired a private investigator to like figure it out, but like
Bro,
the
it's,
truth about how it like
it's big business.
there was a
Yep.
dude that got caught in like a sting and ratted on Michigan,
Oh, is that what happened?
and like
Like
that's
he rolled,
It was
like
the-
he
it was the
rolled,
offensive
like
coordinator, right?
there was some like real sketch shit going on,
Yeah.
and
and that's what he gave him.
dude gave it up.
Yeah.
And that's like not even been talked about because
That's
the
hilarious.
Michigan narrative is Ryan Day hired a private investigator. Ryan Day doesn't give two fucks about
Yeah.
Michigan stealing signs. Like,
Obviously, my focus has been on this, this thing going on. But I'm pretty sure their old offensive coordinator, or someone who was with the offense, had all of his equipment like basically taken in by like the feds and shit. And they found that he had Ohio State's like practice film. Like he was getting practice film that he shouldn't have had, which then causes into this.
Yeah.
So dude, Michigan's a disaster right now. Yeah. Literally a disaster.
That's why they
That's
they
crazy.
cannot win
Yeah.
the national title.
They're playing good, man.
God, I hope they do not win the national
They're
title.
playing
They
good.
won't.
No, dude, they lost to TCU last year.
Yeah,
TCU
we need to hang.
that
like,
Buckeyes team would have
We
beat
need
them
to
by
like
40.
hang like
Oh,
50
yeah.
on them, and then who is the real national title game though?
Florida State and probably Ohio State.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Florida State, Ohio State.
That's what I think too.
Let's fucking rock and roll.
That would be
Go
that would
Bucks.
you know what that would be cool because that'd be like a super throwback to
Yep.
great college football. Just universities and just be dope, bro.
You know what's cool about this year too, with the rotation of the bowl games. The Rose Bowl is one of the semifinal games, so that'd be real cool. just
That's
for
on
the
my
culture
list.
of all
I've
that.
never been to the Rose Bowl.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to go.
Same.
Yeah,
You got to experience.
I heard it's
that.
beautiful.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. You got to experience that.
You know,
Yeah,
but
that's on my
Boom
list.
been there. Boom's been
yeah.
there. No big deal.
Four pants been there. He's out here making it happen. So, all right, we touched on Michigan. What about you were saying about Rutgers? Boom, setup game. What do you mean by that?
I feel like every game for Ohio State is a
Yeah.
is a setup game. I mean, you got to think
You're getting
know,
your best foot forward.
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
getting you know the coach, the meeting at the beginning of the year, he's circling Ohio State. Every team's doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got a target on our back because obviously we're
Especially now number one.
We're
Yeah,
number one. And we're just a great school, a great football team. So everybody wants to beat Ohio. Everybody wants to be Ohio State. So this is just one of those games where it's like you might see some onside kicks, you might see some fake punts, everything's gonna get thrown at you, and it's crazy because we have to prepare every week for all of those things. Like just imagine, you can't just have like a regular game plan. You got to prepare for everything.
Well, 'cause you got to keep reminding yourself that they make their college football career if they beat a team like us. Meaning that they'll be like, "Oh, you was the 23 Rutgers team that beat Buckeyes. They was one." Like that just, what I mean?
It's a
You're
legacy
getting
game.
yes. Every
And-
game is looking against the opponent is feeling that way for them. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's big for the players, it's big for the coaches, because as guys, it's like, okay, I want to go to the NFL. If I can have a good game against Ohio State,
Looks like I can play that level.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We got to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back. We're back. Trayvon, you were getting ready to say something. No.
I was just saying that, like, it's
Yeah.
definitely it's just like a legacy game, like, for
Yes.
people if they beat Ohio State, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things, like you said, that if they want to go to the NFL and they can compete there, they can play there, then, like,
Yeah.
that's going to put them there.
Yeah, you go and have 15 tackles against the Buckeyes. People are like, well, who's that guy?
that
Like, what?
might be the game that cements your career where that one scout just sees you.
Mm-hmm.
So think if you're getting that out of every guy each week, it's different.
Yeah, because that's the game to do it in, like Boom said.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
It's circled there.
But you don't have any concerns, though.
Nah, I think we should go there and take care of business. We've done a good job going on the road and winning our game. So I think Ryan Day knows. Obviously, you put the pressure on being the number one team now. So I'm sure he's going to elevate everything to the next level now, even more so because we're the number one team. But he knows that people are always coming for Ohio State. So it's like,
Will they address that, like, as a squad? Like, hey, I know we're number one. Don't be feeling yourself. Like, or do they just not do? Most coaches just not mention it. Everybody knows it's all over the fucking place. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like, would Tress actually like say, they got us at 2 or 3? Like, they don't really get caught up in that, right?
He might say something about it.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like we don't pay attention to that.
Okay.
You know, you keep the goal. You know, you stay focused on what we have to do. You know, all that stuff is going to play out how it's supposed to. I mean, you think about even last year, you know, we weren't supposed to get in.
Yeah.
And we eventually fell, you know, we got in. So it's like, you know, even though I kind of like us being one, because, you know, if we did have a hiccup or whatever, whatnot, and say we lose a game, we still have a chance to probably be at 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like they could just drop us. Like, for instance, like if we're not gonna lose to Michigan this year, but say if it was to happen where, okay, we go to Michigan and it's probably going to be in 1 and 2 or 1 and 3.
See, that's what I'm saying. Is that right there is dope too.
Yeah. So then okay, say whoever loses that game, they're still probably going to be in the picture of sitting at 4.
Yeah.
Either team. You know what
That's
I'm
true.
saying? Because
Them could be a rematch of the game for the national title.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's go.
it was
It
like
almost happened last year.
So we could win. We will win, and then potentially could rematch.
yeah.
That would be
Which would be sick.
fucking.
It might be a part of the script that we ain't seen.
Yeah, where to parlay
It's gonna be
at.
a
Let it
crazy,
be.
it's
Let
gonna be
it
a
be.
crazy Netflix documentary.
Facts.
100%.
All the Michigan shit too and stuff.
Dude, that right there would be.
So
We
boom,
might have to pull up
boom.
if that happens.
So
Ain't no might have to pull up.
so
Pulling up. Pull up on me.
so now that it's officially November, and I know you mentioned that you guys used to have like your team up north period and stuff throughout the week. Do you guys now, it being November, do you guys start having that more frequently, or how does that usually go? Like, do they start turning up the, hey, we got to be ready for this?
I don't know how it is with Ryan Day, but when I was with Tress, it was every week. We talked about Michigan. We had moments every day where, you know, if we was watching film, if we was doing drill during practice, like we would have a period where it's like we doing this for Michigan, you know, Michigan week, you know. So I'm sure Ryan Day is doing something to remind the guys like, all right, we getting close. But obviously, you know, you got to focus on whoever that team you playing that week. But at the same time, it's like, hey, in the back of your head, in your back pocket, like, we always thinking about them. You know?
So you're sprinkling in.
Oh yeah, for
like,
sure.
would you watch like film on them, or like for like maybe like 5 or 10 minutes, and then you'd have a period on them like that, just one day out of the week?
No, I mean
Every day.
it could be. I felt like we always watch something on them.
Ela kept it like present, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I kinda like that.
You kept it present. You know, even if it's like, okay, we're gonna watch the film, whatever, for the team. Then afterwards, all right, we're gonna watch this for.
Yeah.
Or y'all take the iPads home and, you know, watch this or watch that. You know, so yeah, we they always on the mind.
I think it's time for Treadway to maybe comment on the loss that he just suffered.
Treadway, for the people of Athens, what is your rallying speech, and what are your thoughts on the game this past weekend?
You can do it.
First off, can you please explain to everyone what happened?
You can do it.
Good to see where Cincinnati's crew neck
Yes.
not a you won this week.
Yeah.
It's just
morning.
what was in my truck. Bobcats lost to our rivals, the Miami Redhawks. Shout out to them, but fuck them. Yeah, it sucks. We now have 2 losses, so
Yeah.
just
And you lost at home on Halloween weekend. Like,
That's
what
tough.
was your excitement level going into this game?
12 out of 10. Because I thought, like, even into like the first quarter when we're up 9-0, I'm texting dudes. I'm like, we're gonna win 100-0, and it's gonna be like.
Of course you were.
It's a great day in Bobcat history. Like we're
Yes.
gonna stomp these dudes.
Yeah.
And then we just got hung on, like
What was the ending score?
30-16.
So take us into the environment. What was it like? You know, you guys are up 9-0, and then you see them score their first touchdown. Were you like on edge the entire rest of the game, or what? What was the vibes like?
No, it's probably me being a dumb fan, I never am like it's 30-16. I'm like, all right, you know what? We haven't figured it out, but like this next drive,
You're so optimistic.
we're gonna figure it out. Like, hey,
Yep.
defense is gonna get a turnover. Like, we're gonna get back in this thing.
Yeah.
So like, I'm still pumped about OU. Like, I still think like there's an outside chance we make the MAC championship. Like, we're bowl eligible, so like.
So who's
no college football playoffs though.
No
right?
college football playoffs.
who's the forecasted 2 teams in the MAC championship this year? Now,
As of
Like,
right
where's
now,
it
it's
at?
going to be
Good
Toledo
move.
and Miami.
Mm.
Toledo and Miami. That's really so. But the nice thing is we got some midweek action going on right now.
Oh,
So
yeah.
your
Yeah.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays are
Yeah,
next.
Bowling Green played.
Yep.
Who they play last
They
night?
played it wasn't
Ball.
Kent State. Ball
Ball
State.
State.
Ball State.
As I was driving here last night, I rode past the
Zon.
stadium. I'm like, damn,
okay.
stadium empty as hell.
Yeah, Bowling Green's trash.
Damn.
So it'll be Toledo and Miami unless there's an outside shot. OU doesn't play until next Tuesday. We go to Buffalo, which I like. If we got to play against Buffalo at Buffalo, I'd rather do it earlier in the year rather than like the middle of
'cause-
November because it could be like a foot of snow.
Hey,
Yeah.
My dog's energy has changed. The way he's talking now, just like
I know he's deflated. He's deflated. All right, Treadway.
He talking about we coming to OSU
All right.
in 25. We got a chance.
Yeah.
We got a chance.
hey, that energy was live.
I
before
know.
that. Now he just, well, you know.
All right, Treadway, I want you to put on your coaching, your coaching headphones and microphones. Envision yourself in the Bobcats locker room, standing in front of the team, coming off this tough loss. What is your message to the Bobcats? Like give us a speech. Like, we're the Bobcats. I'm sitting here. I'm like, fuck.
The message is simple: throw the fucking ball. Like, open up the playbook and throw the fucking ball. Like, ever since like I've been a young kid, OU's played this like we're gonna run you to death. It's what Frank Solich always did. Like, that's what he was notorious for. But he took OU from like shit to good. So like I get it, and I'm all for it. Like, run them to death. But like, we have the MAC offensive player of the year at quarterback. He had an ACL injury, whatever. People are like, oh, he's not back. He should be fine by now. Throw the fucking ball. Like, we have stud receivers. Let your athletes make plays. Like, we have a good running back. We just can't run the ball. Like, offensive line is not really, like, getting it done right now. Like, throw the ball. Like, that's all you got to do. And you're playing against a backup quarterback in Miami. Like, that's even worse. Like, go out there and just, like, make a statement. Because this was the turning point of the game. OU's up, and this is like a little like bitch fest about the NCAA rules.
No, please.
In the NFL, pass interference is half distance to the goal. In college, it's only a 15-yard penalty. So OU's up 9-0. Our receiver burns the DB.
Burns him.
Grabs him, tackles him. It's a 15-yard penalty. It was going to be a touchdown, right?
Yeah.
16-0
Yeah.
game.
That's a strategy for him.
It's a strategy because in college football, like half the time, if you throw the ball deep and the corner gets burnt, you can just grab the shit out of them. So throw the ball because half the time it's going to be pass interference. That's what you watch the Eagles do it all the time with A.J. Brown. We're going to throw the ball deep because he's either going to catch it or you're going to interfere on it.
Yeah,
It's strategy. Like, if that's how they're going to play it, that's cool. But just keep taking shots. It's 15 yards every time.
I would argue that same with Marvin Harrison too.
Right.
You're probably got a 90 if it's close, which the ball sometimes is kind of close. I mean, at the end of the day, do we feel like we're the number one team? Do you feel like that, Boom? Or is it just the kind of season it is? You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been number one before, and I've felt like we was number one.
It's a different type of season than what we're used to.
Yeah.
We're just like Ryan Day, going back to Lou Holtz. We're a tough football team. This is a tough football
I would agree
team.
with that.
Every game
So
is basically tough. They're winning tough games. They're getting used to, hey, we got a inexperienced quarterback. He's still trying to figure it out. Hopefully he figures it out. But like this is just who we are. Our defense is legit. Defense is by far. The defense is by far. So we just got to tailor our expectations. We just got to know that, like, hey, if Kyle McCord can just not fumble the ball while he gets sacked, throws it to Marvin Harrison, if the offensive line has their shit together for that week and we can run the ball, we're legit because our defense will stop.
I'd agree with that.
I'll say this. I think we have all the tools. Obviously, we could use some help at quarterback a little bit. But I think if the guys play up to their expectations, I think we could beat any team.
Yeah.
So,
I do believe that.
100%.
So I think it's I think that's kind of what like the committee looks at is like this is like a complete team at every position, and long as they show up and do what they're supposed to do, like.
Yeah, because if you think about it, our previous offenses have been so explosive, but that's literally because they had to be. Now this team doesn't have to be. We can control the clock. We can chew it up. Our defense is going to stop them. Where before it was every time Fields or Stroud had to go out there and basically score a touchdown on every drive because they didn't know if the defense could stop the opponent.
That's very true. We just win indifferently.
100%.
You talk about Ryan Day. Talk about this is a good football team week in and week out. I'll talk about Lou Holtz. What he says is, you don't have to be the best team in the country. You just got to be the best football team in the stadium that day.
On that day, yep.
They're 8-0.
That's right.
They're 8-0. And like you said earlier, teamrankings.com, shout out. The second scoring defense in the country, and the offense is like 38 now. It really does feel like that 0-2 team. But, if you win at the end of the day.
Doesn't matter.
Here's why Ohio State's the number one team in the country is because they have the best player in the country. Like, hands down. They have the best player in the country.
That's the only reason why?
Resume is real good.
They're good, but like at the end of the day, they have the best player in the country.
Yeah,
like
Marvin is that good.
If you have the best player in the country, you're probably going to be the best team, and they for sure have. Like he should win the Heisman. He's the best player for sure in college football.
He should.
If Washington
I don't
starts to
know,
fall
but
off,
I don't
man.
know that he.
I don't know. The quarterback from is it Washington?
Penix.
Oh, that dude's
Nice.
legit. Hey,
He's leading.
Nice.
I can't believe Indiana let him get because he was playing it because we played against him in the Big Ten.
Did.
Remember that?
Yeah.
He was young though.
Yeah.
He graduated
then-
from Indiana. He's like 25 now.
Yeah,
Very
the
slinky.
dude can sling it though.
Yeah.
The dude can sling
Yeah.
it. I enjoyed watching him
Same
when he
thing with
played at
Bo Nix.
Indiana, and he played us tough
Oh yeah.
a couple years ago, and then he shows up there and just looks real good,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
That's why them and Oregon's so good. Like him and Bo Nix, they're
Yeah.
like in their third graduate degree or whatever right
Yeah.
now. but
Bo
they're
Nix
doing
been in
all right.
Oregon since Obama been president.
Fun fact.
They've been around for a while. It's all right.
That's amazing.
Is prime time? Are they done? Are they?
What happened last week? I didn't see.
They lost.
They lost again.
Yeah.
So what are they, like 500 now?
I think they're 4-4.
I don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
know.
They're 4-4.
Will they win another game though? Y'all think?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I can't remember
think
who they
so.
got this
I mean,
week.
I
Maybe
just got the
Cal.
shades in the mail.
Yeah,
Did you?
the shades.
Yeah,
Are,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
got a
Cole
pair
got
too.
them. Cole got
Yeah,
them for me
they're
for my
sick.
birthday. They're
Okay.
sick.
They
I'm
sick?
definitely
I mean,
repping.
dude, I
Yeah.
think
I should have worn them today.
I think the Colorado buzz has kind of worn down just
For sure.
because obviously they just don't have the good enough players. Like their
Yeah.
defense they're giving up crazy amount of points. Their offensive line needs a crazy amount of work.
Yeah.
But they have some dog athletes though.
Yeah.
So I think next year, whenever they join the Big 12,
Yeah.
it's going to be a whole different story. And they get more time in the transfer portal. They get more
Yeah.
recruits.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
it takes time.
like they're going to be legit.
I think it's
Yeah.
a 24-month, to where they're probably competing against everybody.
Yeah. But to say that this year is a success.
They won one-
this
One game
year.
last year, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe for the last 10 years, who knows?
Yeah.
But this is a good ass year.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
prime and then the prime effect is huge. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
It's evident, bro.
They sold out multiple games. I think they sold out the Rose Bowl last week when they played UCLA.
Yeah, bro. Listen,
Crazy.
they signed him to that deal, and they didn't have the money to pay him. He just wrote his own check.
Right.
Okay, let me sell these tickets out.
Let
I'm
me
gonna get
that.
paid.
Let me get that.
Let me get that.
Yeah.
All right, so
29
they got-
million. Okay, cool. I got
They
it.
got Oregon State, who's ranked 16th at home.
They're gonna go below
this,
500.
this week. Next week they got Arizona. Could maybe Washington State at Washington State. I think they can win that game. Then they play Utah last game of the year.
Oh wow.
Utah's
So
the dogs.
he might struggle to get bowl eligible.
Yeah. Yeah.
The good thing, though, for him, like you said, next year with the Big 12, at the same time that all those 4 Pac-12 teams go to the Big 10, I think both Texas and Oklahoma leave the Big 12 next year. So that interconference play competition will be much better.
Yeah, they're going to
it'll
SEC.
afford them real good. Yeah, so they'll be good in that conference play next year.
It's must see TV though.
One team who I also think is going to be a threat against very quickly is going to be Wisconsin again with Fickle.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
of
that
course.
team is about to be back to where they're up there, top 10 team every year.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, real quick, only because this relates to the Buckeyes schedule because Notre Dame, they're holding on real good. Shout out Small Arms. They're 7-2.
Small Arms.
They got Clemson and, at Clemson, and they're home dogs this week. They're also 4-4. There's no way they beat Notre Dame. They're going to go below 500.
I hope Notre Dame beats them by 30.
They're going to go below 500.
I'm just
And
glad
they
our
might not
Notre
make it to a bowl.
I'm glad our Notre Dame win looks as good as it does now, too.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Because
the
them
only
beating
other
USC
team,
was big.
yeah, and the only other team that's beaten Notre Dame this year, Louisville, they got one loss. They're 13th right now, so it's not that bad.
Louisville's a good team, but I think Notre Dame coming off the Buckeyes game. Then who they play after that? Duke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
like that.
Their
That's
quarterback's injured.
that's just a tough 3 games. I think if they had a bye week or something between that, they're beating Louisville too.
Oh, of course. Yeah. That's a lot going on. This is good, though. Also, I guess the other strong win for the Buckeyes, which helped them in their resume, I guess, for the CFP rankings, putting them at number 1, was Penn State. So it's not this weekend, but I believe next weekend at Penn State is Michigan. So everybody think about that.
I feel like Penn State, I mean, that's going to be their first actual test, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, and at home, that's a good one.
Penn
for
State
them.
will be the first test for Michigan.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll be able to see if like they act like they're any good.
Yeah, I think their
They're
strength
just
of record
beating
is
up
like
on a bunch of JV
114th.
shit right now.
Yeah, it's like 114.
Well, and again, to
And
Michigan,
hit them with all the playbooks.
it's real easy now because you saw how Penn State plays against Ohio State, and then obviously you got binoculars on the sidelines watching every hand signal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do blow them out.
I really have enjoyed all the Halloween costumes though, of the
Of the
guy
people
dressed up
acting
like
like it.
it's
Yeah.
so good. That's
Yeah.
really good. Anything else, Boom?
It's that time of the year, like where all these teams they gonna turn it up, So it's exciting, It's getting cold as hell out.
Yeah.
So it's this is when you find out, who the dogs or who the poodles is,
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that, but I'm excited to see the Buckeyes number 1 right now. I think we're just going in the right direction. Ryan Day's doing a great job. Shout out to Travion again because him coming back, but him coming back and showing up is big, So I'm excited. See what's what the future holds.
Not
for
shout
us.
out to my internet provider because I could not load my internet to watch the game, so I had to really lean on you guys for quality analytic, conversation today. So I appreciate that. Anything else from you guys?
Nope.
Good.
Hey, go Bucks.
Yeah, go Bucks. We are
Bucks.
number 1. Sorry, Treadway. This is the Boomcast. I'm your boy, Corey G. That is the Boom Squad. And this is Daniel Boom Herron. And we are out of here.